If you're here looking for a scam citizen video or a fanboy guide, you're in the wrong place, my friend. You and I are going to take a good hard look at Star Citizen and ask some tough questions about what the game is, where it's going, and most importantly, whether you should part with your hard-earned cash. So if you're coming from a free fly trial, you've been thinking about doing this for a bit, or even if you know nothing about SC, this one's for you. Now, whatever you expect from a game you buy, whether you're happy to buy it just to find out what it's like, whether you want to buy it because you're familiar with early access games and you want to be involved in the development, or whether you expect it to be polished and something that you can pour months or years into, I've got you covered. But before you go ahead and skip to whichever section you think applies to you, keep in mind there's vital information all the way through the video that will help you make a better decision. So why not grab yourself a drink and buckle up for the whole ride. In whichever group you fall into, there are a few common questions new players have about Star Citizen, so I've included them as a rapid-fire Q&A a little later on. If you're here for your next big game, something you can really immerse yourself in and just enjoy, this isn't for you. Honestly, I've backed this game with a lot of real-world cash, and I am telling you, in no uncertain terms, now is not the time. This isn't YouTube trickery, just don't do it. You won't enjoy it, you'll have wasted your money, you'll have wasted your time, and the community will have just gained one more negative voice. Star Citizen isn't being developed like a normal game, or like any other game. It's not early access, it's not beta. The best analogy is buying a house that's being built. At the moment it's got foundations and a wall or two, but that's it. I mean, if you're expecting to rock up and live in it, well, you can't. Or rather, you can try, but the rain of disappointment will send you home pretty quick. Alright, enough with the pants analogy, but seriously, if phrases like, "that's not in the game yet," yeah, that's a known bug, and yeah, that's not working at the moment, if they're just going to make you rage quit, then you have your answer. There are entire gameplay loops missing. Exploration, salvage, science, racing, fleet-based combat, base building, and those that are included, no loop is complete yet. It's in alpha has become a meme with Star Citizen, but that doesn't make it any less true. The focus here at the moment is about proving systems work, then moving on, not fleshing them out, not adding content for that system, and not ironing out all the bugs. That's what beta's for. If you've heard all those warnings but are still willing to consider Star Citizen, then the good news is there are things here worth getting involved for. Whether it's the most intricate, detailed starships ever seen in a game, or the immense scale of the planets with their unique landing zones, or the always improving space combat, the developers' dream, their intentions and what they're aiming for shines through at points, and it really is enough to capture and hold the imagination. There are really innovative ideas being implemented, from the idea of sending a player's character to actual prison for breaking the laws of whichever system they're in, of making them work to be released or plan a daring escape, to the mining gameplay, which shows off that with a little practice you'll be out mining people who think that buying a big mining ship is all it takes to start raking in the credits. If this is sounding like you, then the chances are you're going to be one of the players who logs in after every major patch, which happens 4 times a year, seeing what's changed, playing for a while, and then just moving on, playing other stuff until the next patch, and that's awesome. I think the majority of players fall into this category. And let's be honest, if you've had a chance to play through a free fly period, you'll have a pretty good idea whether or not the game's for you right now. You can always wait for the next free fly. There's always one in November, and one for the Invictus Fleet Week, which happens around June time. If you're finding this helpful, please consider giving the like button a smack, it really does help out, or if you've got a friend that might benefit from watching the video, please go ahead and send them the link. If you're here because you've heard about Star Citizen but know very little about it, then please, please, please don't buy it right now. At least not until you've had a chance to read around it a little bit. Go and watch videos. Watch lots and lots of videos. Watch the ones that call it amazing, watch the ones that call it trash, the ones that call it the most innovative game ever, and the ones that call it scam. Whether you love it or hate it, this is not something to get involved with without knowing what you're getting yourself into first. Gaming has never had an opportunity like this. We've never had an opportunity like this. We've never had access to a game this early on. We've never been able to see it being built from the ground up. We've never been able to influence a AAA title like this. One of the ships in the game, for example, the Redeemer, was actually designed by members of the community. If that sort of thing gets your attention, you're in the I want to be involved in the development crowd, and this might actually be worth your money. The entire focus for the developers for CIG at this stage is figuring out what works, so you can get involved in the forums, you can report bugs in the issue council, and if you submit enough bug reports regularly and really contribute, you may even be invited to the Evo Kati test flight, a group of players who get access to very early builds, so early in fact, they're under a non-disclosure agreement. There are weekly updates and videos from CIG on exactly what's going on in the game and what each team's focus is. I mean, of course you can keep up to development without buying it, it's not like it's behind a paywall, but talking about something and playing it are two very different things. What you want from a game isn't the only consideration that goes into a game, I know that, so here's a quick fire round of the most common questions about Star Citizen. Squadron 42 is the single player experience, it's episode 1 of 3 and the cast list is better than most movies. It's not playable at the moment, there isn't a release date, but we're hoping that it may go into beta at the end of next year. Star Citizen is the MMO open world side of the game, and this is what you're able to buy into at the moment. Be advised they are being sold separately now. You definitely don't need a supercomputer, but the game isn't optimised, so you are going to experience frames less than what you would normally expect from your rig. In the description there's a link to their heat map, it'll show you where your computer is and the sort of frames you can expect from it. I mean, sure you can, but a solid state won't just cut down your loading times. I've been on servers with friends, we've had very similar pings, but things have loaded in fine for me, they have to wait round a bit, and it's because they're not on a solid state. So if you can, make sure you do. Right now, yeah, kinda. I mean, you need an investment of either time or money to get the better combat ships. But long term, no, it's not going to be. Gameplay really is skill based, you can see that with the mining. That big fancy ship is just a big fancy coffin if you don't know what you're doing in the game. Ships are being sold at the moment to fund development. It's not an indication that you're going to have to buy them with real world money once the game is launched, for want of a better phrase. Everything we're getting through real world money, you're going to be able to earn in game, so don't feel the need to buy any of it unless you really, really want to. No release date at all, and even when the game is considered to be released, it's always going to be added to and improved. For example, one of the things they've said we're going to be able to do is explore, find new systems, and name them ourselves. So that's always going to be added, there'll always be improvements, there'll always be new gameplay styles. So finished, I don't think is ever really going to apply. Yeah, sure. And anyone that tells you differently is being blindly optimistic. Like any Kickstarter or crowd-funded project, there are risks. But more than that, Star Citizen is a long way off what's been promised to us. And there's a lot more to add, so development's going to be a long cycle, and obviously if they run out of the money, the game disappears. But there is real, meaningful progress in the game, so only time will tell. Nobody knows, but I wouldn't bank on it. Especially not if it's a deciding factor, and if it is a deciding factor for you, it might be worth holding off until we know a little bit more. No, clearly not. There's a product here, there's obvious progress towards the goal. Whether we get what is promised is another question entirely, and no one's got the answer to that yet, but scam citizens just because someone's coined the phrase and it keeps going around the internet. There's a product here, it's definitely not a scam. And hell, maybe you're here because you have disposable income, you don't care where it goes, it really doesn't matter. You've just kind of come along for the ride. And that also is awesome. But honestly, what the hell are you doing here? Just go buy it. Or if that money's really burning a hole in your pocket, message me, I'll get rid of it for you. I know it might sound a little jarring to hear someone who's backed the game and who's making a YouTube channel about the game tell you not to buy something. But if you have doubts, just hold off. There's no rush. There are loads of free flies, there's 2 a year. You can come in, you can try ships. You can have a couple of weeks with the game, wait for a point where you are absolutely ready to buy it. I know I'm only just starting out, but I take this seriously and I don't ever want to give you advice to buy something unless it is genuinely something that you're going to enjoy or something that you want to be a part of. And I certainly don't want to dampen anyone's enthusiasm. I mean, I have a lot of enthusiasm for this game. You can see that with how much money I've put into it. I am at concierge level, but I just want to make sure that people get involved at the right time for them, so they enjoy the experience rather than finding it bloody awful. I'm going to be continuing my daily content until the end of the free fly. From there's going to be a video every Tuesday and every Friday. So please consider subscribing if you don't want to miss out. I'm going to be taking you through a little bit more of the process about figuring out which game package you want and what steps to take now that free fly is over once it ends. So please check back for that. But until then, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you soon.